Keith, can you hear me? All right, I can't hear you, but I'm trying something different. Only streaming on YouTube today, so this is new for me to stream on YouTube only. I'll tell you more later after the show. Good morning, community. Welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Experience. Have I got a special guest for you? Oh, okay. Let me turn this up. This new for you. All right. So, the guest I have today is really becoming closer and closer. And we're looking forward to work with him and his movement. His name is Keith Taylor. And let me tell you about Keith Taylor. I pull up and just bear with me a minute and take a pull up. Keith Taylor had his stroke in 2010. Keith was forced to sell his ownership of a company, very successful company in Oregon because of the stroke. Keith then realized, that he could help professionals get back in the swing of things after having a stroke. That was one way of giving back and using his stroke to help people. He also began a movement called Strength After Stroke. And that was really to support the stroke community. The best thing is, the amazing thing is, I want you community to know that the difference between Keith or myself or many others, we use our stroke to help people. See, your struggle is your story, is your superpower. If you learn to use that, it will really make a difference and an impact in this world. So that's what Keith, I, and many others I guess are doing. And as a Stroke TV or Stroke podcast, Stroke of Genius podcast, focus on going from stroke survivor to thriver and really making the difference. So let me bring Keith on. Let me introduce you and play there's a bumper bring Keith on.
The Stroke of Genius podcast, hosted by brain aneurysm and stroke survivor Aaron Avila, sharing the experiences of survivors and CEOs. This is your destination for inspiration.
Hey, good morning, Keith.
Good morning, Aaron. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm really blessed you're here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Aaron. Seriously, you do such an amazing job of things. It's crazy to me how much work you put in and all the stuff you do. One comment I'll make real fast is you said your stroke is your superpower.
Yes,
And I just love that. You know, a lot of folks may not see that yet, but that's what we're working on. Anyway, kudos to you, my friend.
well, I think you and I will talk about that because I've run a conversational podcast. But I think I would say 99% of stroke survivors think it's the end of their life. They have a stroke, they put a period at the end of the life. But now reality, if we can shift the mindset of the stroke survivor, they become like us. It becomes becomes a purpose.
We are shifting that, and we'll just kind of get into it here. But when I had my stroke and my neurologist said to me, you got about a year and a half, as good as it's going to get. My business partner was there with me. And guess what? A year and a half later, I was let go of my own company. Well, here's the thing. There's been so many changes. We can continue to grow. We can continue to neurologically build. And that's the story that I'm so passionate about giving to stroke survivors out there. You can find a new way. You may have to find a new passion. You may have to, because your life has changed. But so what? You can do it and get on with it. So,
well, that's exciting. I'm so refreshed to hear that because that is a reason I'm doing what I do is because that mindset, and I see mindset intentionally.
absolutely.
It's a way you think. Stroke is a mental game, in my opinion. That's in the mind. It's how you either put a period at the end of your life when you have a stroke, or you look at an alternative way to go.
I know, Aaron. the other thing is we all go through troubling times. We all go through depressed times. We all go through things. I mean, just because you make the decision doesn't mean it's all going to be roses. But if you make the determination and the commitment to yourself, you will get there. You just got to keep working at it anyway.
Yeah, that's that's so true. I mean, you had to make a decision, had the intent and commitment. That's so huge. I mean, this has been the most hardest thing I think a person on the face of it can go through. I mean, a lot of other diseases and they kill a person. Get them out of it. Then they don't have to stroke memes just like this. Remain.
I'm telling you, I've thought about this many times, and there are other things that people go through. And a lot of times I compare myself to somebody who was born with some disease or something, and then they make their life great. But as you're going through life and then you have a stroke, it is a brain attack. It's not, a heart attack. It's not, in which I'm not diminishing any of that. It's not, an arm or a leg. It's your brain, and your brain controls so much. And so we are making a move right now, Aaron. You are, I am. There's quite a few of us, and we're making a difference for the stroke community and getting the word out so that people understand the importance of what we're all about. Anyway.
Yeah, Keith, part of what we're talking about is the reason I first started this movement, Stroke TV movement, is because I had my stroke. Here I'm laying half paralyzed in my bed, unable to speak very well. I mean, I'm doing it now, but I was totally mute when I first had my stroke. But I used to lay there in my bed, wondering how I'm going to kill myself because it was over. But now reality, stroke just detoured me to a different direction. Look, I'm at right now. I'm here with you right now. And we will make a difference. We need to teach stroke survivors mindset.
Absolutely.
That was the biggest thing because when I first started my movement, there's a big push on the physical recovery. I hate the word recovery because it's all rebuilding, it's all recovering. You don't recover from a stroke like you do a cold. You're not gonna wake up not a stroke survivor someday. You're gonna rebuild your life, and that's gonna take hard work, dedication, and going through the hardest thing you've ever been through in life, right?
Absolutely. And some people have it worse than others. I mean, your stroke was very, I don't like to use this word, but I'm going to use it, devastating, what happened to you. And yet here you are. And it just shows the importance of, you went through depression. I went through depression. I never thought I would have never guessed in a million years that I would have been a depressed person, because I was on, we were building our business. We were anyway. So, and then it happened, and you go through depression. And then one day I was like, what the hell am I doing? There's more people that need help out there. And so I want to give that encouragement. Anyway, that's part of the story.
Well, let's go a little bit into that because let's just look what's being pumped. We're just being us. So let's talk a little bit. You started doing we started to use your stroke as your superpower and you built a support community called Strength of Stroke. Tell me about that.
Well, Strength After Stroke, it came about because of that time. I mean, I was standing in my bedroom after my wife finally went back to work, and I went through the stroke, and I couldn't work, I couldn't whatever, and I was feeling sorry for myself, and finally it was like, wait a second, what am I doing here? I need to help the community, and so I'm jumping way ahead, but I started Strength After Stroke. And then I wrote a base program, and it's all to help the stroke survivor out there. And I mentor and I do stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm answering your question.
Well, you kind of, I when I'm doing it, we know I talk business, so people know Keith and I are getting to know each other. We're gonna collaborate more and more and more, and then we're gonna try to sneak Pete Duran in here, get him from Sabo Corporation, get him to join us. And I know some people, the Brain Aneurysm Foundation, I know the CEO or chief executive officer. I think we can really make a difference, because I think if we can make people or help people realize it's a way you think about stroke, is how it affects you. See, it's not the stroke itself that impacts your life, is how you respond to it.
Well,
Good.
If I can, let me interrupt for just a second, Aaron, because the whole reason I built the base program and and went through all that was because I love the PTs. I understand the physical therapy side of things and all that, but I could not find anything that was out there that would help you mentally, prepare for having a stroke and going through what you're going through with your family and your life and all the changes that are happening, and changes that could stick too. And so that's why I built my base program. It's about belief, attitude, strength, and energy. And the whole base program fills that void, I believe, because that was a void that I felt very strongly.
Wow, that is so. It's so exciting for me, because you're speaking my language, bro. That's exactly why I do what I do, is because I do not think. I think there needs to be more. What was something in the face, bro?
Yeah. I don't know where that's.
It's like a reflection of a mirror or something.
I don't know where that's going.
Maybe it's an angel. We don't know. It might be angelic. We don't know.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Well, I don't know if I can fix
it. This is about as real as it gets, people. This is it. I have no idea. I think you might have an angel there. I don't know.
I'll sit back a little bit.
Yeah, but Keith, reality is that if we get stroke survivors to think differently, to when they realize that they're actually in control of their destiny, because so many stroke survivors I know about you, I know you have your own moment, but they feel like the stroke stopped their life. But now reality is a mindset.
Absolutely. And I work with so many people who, because they had their stroke and they had a business, or they were working somewhere, whatever it is, and then they have their stroke and their life changed, and they cannot do the same thing. And so what I help people with is learn that there is other things that you can do. You have to find it. You have to work at it. It's not going to just be thrown in your lap. You've got to find it. And, let's talk for a second, Aaron, about passion. Okay. I was very passionate about my work before. I knew, I felt I knew what my purpose was. And at the time, it really was a purpose. We were going along, and my retirement, I thought I had it all planned out, and working hard. And then wham, you get hit with a stroke. And mind you, I'm fit. I had a rare disease that happened. So it can come from anywhere. Well, then you have to be able to, and it doesn't happen overnight. And a lot of people need help with it. And I get that. You've got to be able to say, okay, here I am now. Now, let's start looking at some other passions that I could do, some other things that I could do. I don't care if it's something small, big, whatever, but find something that, you said this yourself, Aaron. I was put here for a reason. You were telling me the story about what happened to you and how you were, really God was saying, do I take you now or don't I? And you know what? That's a truth. And so you're left here. And so now it's time to find that reason, that motivation, that drive to keep you going and, to help other people. That's what I'm about. I love helping people find that.
Well, Keith, let me ask you, do you believe that every stroke survivor has purpose?
I believe that there is a purpose, but you've got to dig for it. You've got to find it. The purpose may not be in front of you, and you've got to go find it.
That is so true. I had no idea mine was going to be live streaming and running a show or building Stroke TV media. I had to find it. But in order to find your purpose, you can't give up. And you have to believe there's more to what you're doing than just being a survivor.
That's right.
Yeah, I really true. I mean, so many times somebody has a stroke. They go in that depression, dark space, a dark energy space, and live there. But in our reality, there's more. They just don't look for it. So again, I'm gonna say life is 10% what happens to you, but 90% of why you respond.
Yeah.
Really, it's true. Now, I'm curious on your stroke, when you had your stroke the same year I did. I'm curious, you had your stroke in 2010. What month did you have a stroke?
September.
No way.
Yeah. You too?
Mine did September 17th, I think.
Mine was the 22nd.
That's funny. We had never talked about this, and we never talked about dates. But I was getting the curious, right? When they saw the same year if you were close to me, sure enough, where. But I'm curious. Then what really is your? If I was to say, Keith, give me the reason for strength after stroke. What is your intention with the strength of stroke?
Well, my intention is to help people understand that they can continue to grow and learn, and they can find a new passion, and they can get on with their life and enjoy their life to the fullest after having a stroke. I wouldn't mind, if you don't mind, I want to go back for a quick second because, here I was, this business owner, and everything we thought was fantastic, and then all hell breaks loose. I went through. What I want to do is I want to give people encouragement, because you guys, I couldn't talk right. We would have these business owner meetings every Friday. And when I finally started coming back in, I would sit there and it would go around, and I was a sales manager for our company, and I couldn't talk, and tears would just flow down my face. And it was a tough time, bud. And then they moved me closer to the business. My wife had to quit her job, a long time job that she had. She had to quit and move. And then 6 months later, they let me go. Now, I just say that because I want people to understand that we all go through stuff. And you, the people out there who are listening to this, anybody, you can get better. You've got to believe in yourself and have the right attitude. It's the whole base thing. And when you do, you are going to find your way. It may not be 2 months. It may not be 2 weeks. It may not be 2 years, but you're going to get there. And you've got to put yourself in a position where you understand that I'm going to do whatever it takes and I'm going to get there. And your life is fantastic, Aaron. Now, I mean, look at what you do. It's unbelievable to me what you do. And mine is fantastic. And everybody's can be fantastic again, but you've got to work for it.
That is so true. Gosh, Keith, You're talking to you like this. It's just making me smile inside. It's so refreshing to hear to hear someone say, speak like I think.
Yeah.
And you really are speaking my language, speaking with the reason you're speaking my why.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really comes into mindset. Getting stroke survivors away from recovery.
Right.
You can't, you're not going to be like we were.
No.
But but unfortunately, hospitals and the medical field, they call it recovery. Like you're gonna go back to where you were, and that's really not. I'm telling you now, if people do what we have done, which is look for another direction, look for another purpose, look where we're at today. Look what you're doing. I'm building short TV media. You building streams after stroke. I mean, it's amazing. Now we got a comment from this is from Bryce Ben. Let me see what it says. This is from Bryce Ben, North Carolina. I'm wondering when my wife told me I couldn't go back to work. So yeah, it comes down to you cannot let the medical field or stroke itself label you. It doesn't define you, it's how you respond.
Yeah. And, sometimes it takes time. And what was the person's name?
Bryce.
Bryce. It takes time sometimes. And if I was talking to Bryce, I would say that, and your wife and you have to understand, but the key here is to not stop. Don't give up on yourself. It can take years, man. It can take years. Do not give up on yourself. Keep working at it every day, and you are going to get better. And the next thing you know, you're going to be looking back and saying, wow, none of us are ever there. Right, Aaron? I mean, you and we're not going to be happy till the day we die as far as what we do. It's just life. And that's the way it should be. And so if I was Bryce or whoever, remember that there's a long life still to go and keep pushing forward. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know you're probably close to the same age as I am. We don't need to divulge our age on camera. But you remember Rudolph the Red Reindeer. There was an island called Misfit Island. Misfit Island was like church virus. So we just don't quite fit in. But if you put one foot in front of the other, I'm just saying, you put one foot in front of the other stroke survivor, you will make forward movement. Now here's Miss Ohio. Oh, I think I know that. Let's see. Miss Ohio. Thanks, Aaron Keith. I don't know. Do you know what that is, Keith?
I don't think I know Miss Ohio. I know some other folks, but I don't remember her specifically. But
well, she says thanks for the extra advice because I really want to get a little bit on your show, but here we are giving advice. That's great because people stroke survivors out there need to hear what we're saying. It's so new. It's a new way of thinking. It's a new way of dealing with stroke.
yeah,
You're what I'm telling you, stroke survivor, your value as a person, as a human being. It's not based on what if you can move your left arm or if you can move, you can walk or talk right. It's based on the way you think about yourself.
something that
Good.
something that you just keyed up for me is, I talk about this a lot too, is, you go to a grocery store or whatever, and you may you may be disabled or whatever. And a lot of people, one time I was going through this grocery store and I wasn't talking right or whatever. And the woman ahead of me made some comment about, and after that point, I decided, you know what? I am not going to let other people determine what I do or what my attitude is. Other people have their own. You know what? When she walked off, I guarantee you 10 seconds later, she was in her own mind about something that she was working on. And so what we have to do as a stroke survivor is remember that don't worry what everybody else is thinking. Work on yourself. Easier said than done. I get it. It's going to happen once in a while. But for the most part, we've got to work on us. We got to work on our own, passions and purposes. And let's get down that road. And so anyway.
Well, I can't believe you're not gonna believe this. I hate to say this, but we're actually out of time. I can't wait. I know we're like buds. We get together to talk, but I want to have back on the podcast if we can next month for sure.
Okay.
Because I think we have some valuable message to deliver to the stroke survivor community.
Absolutely.
No, I didn't get the chance to ask you much about your stroke, but we'll get into that next episode. So stay tuned, community. You will get to learn about what Keith went through with his stroke next month while I'm on. But I wanted to Keith, I can't thank you enough. The energy I feel with you is just amazing. I appreciate it, bro.
Ditto, buddy. I appreciate you and all you do. It's a wonder. It's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, you have a good day, bro. But I really thank you for being here.
You too, Aaron. Okay, buddy.